And now, good friend of mine, Nick, a viewer of the channel, got in touch with me and said, "Ben, have I got a car for you?" And I was like, "Cool, what is it?" And he goes, "It's a diesel 2006 Saab 9.3. Now that's usually a little bit newer than what we usually do here. But I thought, do you know what? This looks like it needs some love. And he said, if I don't have it, it's going to go to the scrap man. And I'm like, we don't want that. We want to keep these things on the road. This has been sat for about 4 years, sort of rotting away outside his garage. And it just needs bringing back to life. And that's what I want to do. I want to try and bring it back to life and get it back on the road. There's absolutely no way that this is going to start it, but we're going to try. And if not, I can pull the Discovery over and we'll put some jumpers on it, because I would like to drive it onto the trailer. You can see it has been sat here for quite some time. It's got the brown brake disc conversion. So I headed over to see the car. After seeing some pictures, I decided that I didn't want this thing to sort of end up as a cube on a slow boat to China. This has still got plenty of life left in it. It's a Saab, you know? What could possibly go wrong? Nothing, that's what I'll tell you. Touch wood. So we got some jumper cables and tried to get this thing running after being sat for, I think, 4 years, and then drive it onto the trailer, because there wasn't really another way. It's a big, heavy car. And after lots and lots of attempts, it finally burst into life, and I managed to drive it onto the trailer. This rain is relentless. Let's try this again. Surely this thing's got to fire into life. It's a Saab! Glow plug light off. Oh, come on. Oh, it nearly went then, did you hear it? Right, we'll try that again in 5 minutes. I've got a cup of tea waiting for me in there, so 5 minutes we'll come back to let this Yeti breathe a bit of life into it. Hey! She's alive! Made it onto the trailer. So let's have a look round this thing. Nick and his wife, while they used this thing, had called it Wasabi, which I think is a great name, so I'm going to continue to call it Wasabi. And I think they called it Wasabi because of all the greenery and stuff on it. It's a lot, isn't it? But underneath it all, I mean, it's in pretty good shape. Arches, you know, rust-wise. It's just not three bad at all, is it? Really? I mean, there's a couple of bits that are less than ideal, and I think where this sort of learner plate has been on the bonnet has affected the paint a little bit there, so, well, it's not gonna be perfect, but it is in very good nick. You know, we can clean these headlights right up. We can make a bit of an effort, you know. Look at this puddle I'm working with here. Oh look, it's got parking sensors. No way. Do we reckon they work? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? This is the 9.3, which is, you know, getting towards the sort of last hurrah of Saab here, unfortunately. Very, very sad, but yeah, wasn't that many years later. I think it was about 2011-ish when they finally decided to shut up shop, sadly. So this is the 1.9 TID port. Was there supposed to be an S there? Was it port? I don't know. Look, that one. That one's about to come off. Oh, I'll keep that one. That's nice, isn't it? I'm going to get rid of these letters because if it's missing one, there's no point leaving those on, is there? Allegedly, this thing had 150 horsepower when it was new, which is a lot, you know. for a diesel. But Saab did that, didn't they? They always used to make things like a bit more faster than they probably needed to be, which is awesome, and I'm a big fan of. Can't wait to, I don't know, get it on the road. You know, this side's in really good nick as well. There's sort of nothing to speak of, just little, you know, there's a little speck there which will probably need a little bit of touch up and stuff in it, but yeah, nothing really to write home about at all. It's in pretty good shape. I'm looking forward to getting the Karcher out on it, you know. Love these centre caps and stuff, the alloys. It's just a really smart looking car. I've always liked the look of these things. They just look great. Really, really good looking motor. That thing's worrying, sticking out the bumper, isn't it? I wonder why that's on there. These boots are only sort of 3 years old, and I think they've got a hole in them already because one of my socks is now really wet. Nice Saab keyring. No battery though, battery dead. Does this work? Oh! That did work, and it's electric, so it must have something in there. Okay, look at this. We've got a spare. That's cool. Missing the towing eye, I can see, which is hanging out the front of the bumper. What's this up here? Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's complete. The car's complete. Yes, there's lights. Some battery power. Very clean though. It should come up a treat. What's in here? It's open. All in good condition. Thing for the battery. 3 set of jumper cables that Nick gave me because mine are a bit, well, a bit worse for wear, so they're good. It's very nice, you know. Do you have a look? I mean, usually all my cars have got mould on them, but this one hasn't got any mould, which is really nice. Look at this leather sort of two-tone grey and cream. That's it, you know, it's a weird colour choice, yeah. Little hole to put your skis through when you go to the Alps. Oh dear, that's not a good sign. Cool, okay. Bit of dust flew out then. Sort of smelt like those meatballs that you get from IKEA. That's off, which is covering up a fuse panel, well, and some erroneous cable. A Haynes manual. Come on! These are like £1,000 each, so this is, we're already saving money. Look at that. Oh, and for a super awesome mum, have a totally amazing Mother's Day. Very nice. I'm not anybody's mum. Weird that he's given me that. He did say there was dash cams in it that he took out, so maybe that's just off because of that cable. So that's cool because we can get rid of that. Free bulb. Oh, well, it was a free bulb until I probably broke it on the floor then. Oh, a COVID mask. Awesome. Can't wait to touch that with my hands. God, look at this thing in here. Look at all the, oh, look at that cockpit. Oh yes, please. Look at all the buttons. This is what cars are missing now. Buttons. Everybody needs buttons in their life. Get some buttons. You know, you just have a screen now, don't you? So you can have to completely take your eyes off the road and then crash and kill loads of children in a bus. Okay, looks like some sort of plug-in thing down there. Maybe for those cameras again. That's where you put the key in Saabs, which is pretty cool. Bulbs and a locking wheel nut. Awesome. What's in here? Oh, service book. God, it's all very nice, isn't it? Just sort of jumped inside it to get out of the wind because it's a bit windy, isn't it? There's a service sticker up there that says 159,000 miles. I think this has got like 160, 161, so it's had a recent service. But let's have a look what's in here. There's an invoice from Mr. Clutch, who I've used before, which are garages in the UK that just do clutches, and they are cheap. So when was this? 2014, at 100,000 miles, we had dual mass flywheel, clutch slave cylinder, And oil filter, everything. That's 1,200 quid. A lot of money, but, and obviously a clutch. But the dual mass stuff can get expensive. That was in Bristol. Really cool. Fingers crossed it's all right then, you know. So that, I think, is its last MOT certificate, which is 2019. At 157,000 miles. So it's only done 4,000 miles since 2019. Have we got a service book? Saab warranty and service book. So this thing was sold on the 29th of April in Falmouth. Falmouth? Falmouth? Falmouth. I don't know. If you're from Falmouth, tell me how you say it. So we've got 13,000, 29,000, 39,000, jumps up a little bit to 100,000, and that's the last one. But there is a your next service is due at 158,000 sticker there, so it has been serviced, just don't know when. But we will give it a service and we will stamp the book, because I have a stamp. I nicked it from somewhere. No, I don't really, it's my stamp. Okay, put that back in there. Should we put the key in it and see what happens? Key goes in hither. I've got lights on the dash. 161,166 miles. No diesel. We'll need to get some diesel for it. Cruise control, got everything. Does this work? Does this work? I think the battery's so dead. Yeah, it's not doing anything when I turn the key. Battery's super dead. Oh, whoa! Did you see that? No! Oh my god, could this, if I can get this thing to work and run and drive an MOT, could this be my new daily driver? Look at that again. I'm gonna put this in slow motion, okay? Oh my god, that is the coolest cup holder I think I've ever seen. Anyway, and then we've got gears that sound like they're doing stuff, which is quite good. That's up though. I don't know why. He did say the gearbox was a bit stiff. Or is it just up because there's some weird USB thing hidden down there? Very strange. Anyway, can we fix that? I don't know how. We'll work that out later on. What's under the hood? So good. Okay, what's under the bonnet here? Dust and mud. All sorts of horrible looking stuff. Oh God, Lord, look at the state of all this. Okay, I mean, it looks pretty dry, looks okay. I'm not a sort of mega diesel mechanic though. I don't really, what am I looking for in here? Is it the same as a petrol? Where's the spark plugs? I don't know. Should be fairly straightforward though, shouldn't it? I mean, hopefully, because I have heard this run, all we've got to do is put a new battery on it and just take it down for an MOT. Right, should we have a little look at some fluids? Doesn't look like this has been sort of used or checked very much, does it? Does look clean in there though, the oil looks nice. Oh, whoa, bloody hell. What's this all about? It's not usually like this, honest, I'm just a bit nervous. It tastes like those Swedish meatballs as well. Got oil though, all the way up to the maximum level, so that's good. And there is coolant nicely on the level there as well. What else do you need to know? There's brake fluid in it, I can see. But let's have a little closer look. It's all very sort of sooty and old, isn't it? You know? All a bit sort of, yeah, dirty. Lots of cobwebs everywhere. Probably needs a little bit of a steam clean, you know, underneath here, I would suggest. I haven't got a steam cleaner, but that's probably what it needs. Yeah, old battery. It's got AC as well. I wonder if that works. Not a lot to see really. Big old diesel lump. Whoa! As is usually the case here in England, look at this chap. He is a big one. That is a big one. And he's made a little home there in that little house, and that is exactly where I'm going to leave him. Good grief. I'm now going to head off to the world famous JB's, Jim Barrows, and we're going to pick up some oil and other bits that we can put on this car to hopefully bring it back to life, and then we'll come back and we'll fit them. Let's find the most reliable car I've got here, and we'll take that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Thanks very much.
See you. See you now.
God, they're bloody heavy, aren't they? Ugh. So I'm back from the Barrows, and let's get this battery swapped out. There's an 027 in here, and I've gone for an 096 to replace it with, which is a bit more beefy, and was only 65 quid, which recently has been one of the sort of cheapest batteries I've bought, which is annoying, isn't it? And I've also got a can of juice, can of diesel, because I think it's going to be pretty low. So we'll chuck that in as well, and then we'll try and fire this baby up and see what works. Out with the old, in with the new. Oh God. In with the new. In with the new. We'll get that later. Annoyingly, where you put the fuel in is about 3 foot underwater, so maybe we can see if she starts and see if she moves, which hopefully she will, because I have done it before, and then we'll sort of park her up on this bit here and get ready to get the pressure washer out, you know. Wonder if the key fob works. Oh, it all did stuff. Oh, fantastic. A lot of people will have watched the same Top Gear episode as I did a long time ago and go, oh, it's a Vectra. It's a Vectra, it's a Vauxhall. I've seen nothing yet, and I've heard nothing yet, just like the central locking system and that. I know Vauxhalls very well. I have heard nothing yet, or seen nothing yet, apart from maybe the engine. Apart from that, not anything that has reminded me that this is a Vauxhall. It's all very, very different. It's got GM badges on things. The engine's got GM written on it. You know, not Vauxhall, GM, General Motors. And they did a lot of buying up of car companies. You know, very, very early on in our British car history, and obviously Swedish car history and stuff. Glow plug lights on. Glow plug lights off.
Oh, you beauty! Come on, you beautiful thing!
Will it move? Can I get out of this puddle? Our survey says yes it can. The engine management light is on. Wowee. She's ticking over an absolute dream. Listen to her. God, it sounds good. So good. What a great bit of kit. Looks so well. And what I noticed as well is it's a Vector. Vector Sport maybe? Has the Sport badge been stuck on? If you're a Saab guy and you know whether or not that Sport badge was just stuck on, or if this is a Vector Sport, then let me know. Let me know what the difference is in the comments, you know. God, it's such a nice cockpit. Look at that. I'm really like, really keen to sort of drive this thing round. But what works? Theft protection failure, contact service. Interesting. I wonder what that means. I don't know. I will have to use the internet to find out. Right, okay, so we've got dual climate control. Does it work? Hold your breath. Of course it works. Of course it works. Look at this night panel. Wow. ESP, extra sensory perception. Really good. Well done, Saab. Managing to get that into a car. Oh, come on. What have we got? Can we?
Tea time extravaganza. Stand by for me to...
Radio 2 is on.
3 hours of sonic...
Sarah Cox.
Into your brain, containing oodles of music and fun times with...
Oh my God, the sound system sounds amazing. CD? Where's CD? Oh, so CD goes... Is there a CD in it, I wonder? No, we'll have to find a CD and get one. I wonder if there's like... Is there an auxiliary in? Or is it too new for an auxiliary in? Maybe. Well, look at this. Oh, so cool. Absolutely love it all. Really, really good. What else have we got? Does the horn work? Yes, it does. Amazing. So how can we mess about with stuff on there? Info. Refill fuel now. I'll do it in a minute. Clear. Customize. Oh, park assist, clock alarm, theft alarm, full theft alarm, door alarm. Oh, God, it's clever. Very clever car. Rain sensor, climate system. Oh my God, I love it. Theft protection failure, contact service. Okay. What else have we got? So stereo works, heaters work. What about lights? What about that window over there? Oh, of course it works. What about that window over there? Oh, of course it works. What about that window there? Oh, of course it works. Oh God, I love it. I'm now a certified Saab fan. Now we've got proper fog lights on this, I think. So shout out for them as well. Here we go. Side lights. Headlights. Nice. flash. Oh my god, they work. This is a performance executive saloon we've got ourselves here. Okay, indicate right. Yep. And left. Any good? Hazard seems to be working fine as well. Let's do the backlights. I think we're down a bulb there straight away for the side lights. Well, it looks like something's on, but yeah, maybe because that looks like it's got two. Just one on there, so we'll have to have a little look at that. What about rear fogs? Again, just the one, maybe it only has one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Brake. Any good? Park assisted come on then as well. Amazing. We've only got one number plate light working as well, the other one's not working. So we've got a few bulbs to do. I'm parking it here for today because I've got to do some other stuff this afternoon / evening. Next job, let's get the car all washed down, get it inside for an inspection, do the service bits on it and see if we can figure out what those lights are all about on the dash, you know, change some bulbs and things. And then maybe it might be like a dead quick job this and we can run it down for an MOT and sort of see what happens. Nothing's ever that easy though, as we all know here, but fingers crossed it might be. I'll see you in a few seconds. How goes it? It's the next day. It's me, voiceover Ben. Hi, how you doing? So we're not here for a long time, are we? We're here for a good time, you know. This is only going to be, I'm hoping, unless anything goes catastrophically wrong, a sort of quick turnover on this Saab Wasabi. So here I am, giving the thing a bit of an acid bath and just sort of getting it washed down and getting rid of all that green, getting rid of the, you know, gremlins lurking everywhere in the car. 1, 2, 3. It's the elusive third nipple. Why has it got 3 washer jets? Who does it think it is? The bloody Swedes. I'm also going to give the inside of the car a good clean and tidy up, start sticking stuff back together, and then we're going to get it inside and give it a service, do some bulbs and stuff and see if we can get this thing down for an MOT. While I'm doing this though, I did just want to mention a couple of things. Now look, if you are a non-subscriber, can you please jump out and hit the subscribe button? That would massively help me sort of do more stuff like this. I'm trying to get through as many of these cars as I can because I've got cars coming out my ears. I've got a really cool, up next, a sort of very, very old thing, which you can see in some of the shots of this video. I'm really looking forward to that. That should be really cool. 1952 car. Don't know anything about it. So we'll have a go, won't we? And then there's another car coming up soon that's stuck in a hedge down near Birmingham, which I'm going to go and fish out, you know, and you're going to come with me, which will be a lot of fun. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do me a favor and give it a tap. That'd be really, really handy, and yeah, would just help me get more stuff like this done. And I want to say a massive, massive thank you and a huge appreciation to the Patreons. I do have a Patreon. It's in the description. Have a look. There's a link to it in the description of the video. You can go on there. I put lots of other videos on there, stuff like when I go and pick the cars up and like extra content of just, you know, stuff going on around here behind the scenes stuff, you know. And it's a fantastic thing. It gives me that extra little bit of financial freedom that I can go and buy loads of service bits for these cars and go and make sure they're all running perfectly and, you know, just do nice stuff, you know, rather than having to try and sort of do everything on the absolute bare bones all the time. And since we last talked about the Patreons, I've had quite a few more people join up, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to them by putting their names on the side of the car. So here we go, a massive thank you to all of these new Patreons. And if you want your name on the side of the car, just get on the link, give it a tap, follow through there, and just don't follow through, just go click on the link and yeah, have a look, have a scan, see what you think. You know, you might be a millionaire, just, you know, you can afford it, can't you? And if you're not, just hit the subscribe button. That'll be really, really helpful, and it doesn't cost you anything to hit the subscribe button. But anyway, here we go, let's get this thing tidied up. God, she looks a million times better already. Really nice. Next up though, snow foam and a brush, just to get in to all these sort of nooks and crannies that the pressure washer couldn't quite get everything out. Just want to sort of make them a little bit nicer. Only to be used in extreme circumstances and definitely not for your teeth, but oh yeah, digs it all out like a spade. Look at it go. All that moss must have been in there for, I don't know, its entire life by the looks of it. She looks $1 million, the old three-nippled Swede. Really pleased with that. There's a few little bits noticed. It's nice so you can get sort of up close and personal with these cars when you're valeting them. There's a bit of dodgy paint there, and obviously I don't really know what's happened here, but we'll get a buffer out on it and we'll see if we can. I mean, that's properly in the paint, that. But again, I don't really know what's going on with that, so we'll get something on those. But I mean, where all that moss was now, there is nothing but a nice rubber seal. I've also ordered a new one of those, so we're going to get a nice new Saab badge for the boot, which would be super cool. Right, I want to see if there's some bits lying about in this car. That is annoying. I think it had a... These are all left-hand threads as well. What's that all about? Saabs. Well, no, it's all towing eyes are left-hand threads. It's very strange. It looks like that has snapped off and is missing, which is super sad. But I'm hoping it's in the car somewhere and it's been rescued rather than just on the side of the A55 or something, you know. But yeah, what's in that? Oh. What is this? Oh, a couple of bulbs. 3 things. Gonna give all this a hoover out shortly. Come on. I mean, that's like brand new, which is ideal, isn't it? Look at that, so good, never been used. Can you see that towing eye? I don't know what that is. That's a wiper thing, isn't it? Oh, look at all this gubbins. You wouldn't want to get stuck into that, would you, for anything? Yeah, it doesn't look... Oh, yes! Oh, wow, come on. Where does it go? Is it like that? Is it the other way around? Oh no, one of the clips are missing. It's not going to fall out though. We might stick a little bit of something on that, but it's complete. It'll look fine when there's a bit of back to black on it. Redex diesel system cleaner. Interesting. Suitable for hybrids. That's interesting. Is there many diesel electric hybrids? I thought it was usually petrol electric hybrids. Who knows? I don't tend to pay attention to that sort of thing. What's this? 1200. Huh, clean bit of 1200. Interesting. That's come up dead nice as well, hasn't it? Family size, something or other. Oh, some money. Oh my God. Look at all that cash. Oh my God, there's got to be 30, 40 quid there. Oh my God. That is now all my money. Get away from it. I'm rich. Look at all that. What's in there? Is there even more money? I don't really want to put my hand in, but there is something in there. Oh, just going to go and spend this. Right, so this thing, let's have a look here. Now, there was this cable which was attached to something that is now not there. And it looks like it's rubbed through up there as well. Erroneous cables like this in a car. Don't just go snipping them, because they might be attached to some sort of live or something, and you don't want to do that, because you know you might end up shorting them on something. But anyway, you didn't see that. That's my advice. But you know what? Don't do as I sort of say, not as I do. Does that make sense? Let's get these bits out. Got a bulb. Don't know if it's any good. And yeah, I'm about to touch a COVID mask, a very well used COVID mask. Oh God, oh, I can feel it coursing through my veins. Feel sorry for all my friends and family as well, because I am a super spreader. Right, what's in there? Bottle of brake and clutch. Oh dear, an empty bottle of clutch. Oh dear. Okay, let's just ignore that. More cables. Oh look, this one goes under there. Oh, it's massive. Okay, let's get those snips again. Now remember, look, if this thing sets on fire, it'll be no one else's fault but my own, will it, you know? Look at that, it's like it never happened. No one will. Keep that between us, you know? I'm going to get the hoover and the window cleaner and give the inside a good go over, make it all nice, and then we're going to have to move like 1,000 cars and get this thing up in the air. Just look at this for a second. Right, I've just been cleaning the interior of this wonderful machine. A couple of things I need to point out. We had a bit of a moment over this like worldy cup holder, but look what I've just found. So you remember this thing here that does this? Well, what you can also do is fold that out and it becomes a cup holder. Oh my God, it's just, look at the thought behind it. It's just fantastic, isn't it? So good. And you've got this here as well that you can store a card in, or drugs, which is fantastic. And look at how these work. Look at that. It's like, I mean, I'll try and get it so you can see it without my fingers being in the way. It's just such a marvel. Thinking about, you know, this could be something really good for me to have as a bit of a blurt just for nipping about, to keep the miles off that thing and do 50 miles to the gallon instead of 28. That warning light that we had the other day seems to have gone off, which is cool, but there is an eye and an engine management light on, so we are going to have to plug this in and see if my machine can sort of tell us any news. Hi! A couple of things I wanted to just test dead quickly. How good are these wipers? I forgot when I was getting all the service bits to get a new set of wipers, so I might ask him if he can stick a couple on when it goes for its MOT. Look at that bloody horrible thing there. What the hell's that doing here? Ugh. But I did want to test whether or not those 3 washer jets work. Oh wow. Oh yes, look at that. The 3 nipples do squirt. But yeah, it definitely needs a new wiper blade. Right. Oh god, yes. Just noticed that extends. So good. Right, I'm going to do a bit of car shuffling, get this inside, let it dry off, and then when I come in tomorrow, we can get the service done, sort the bulbs out, have a look at its engine management light, have a bit of a look at the paint, get all that nice stuff done before it goes down for its test. Right, okay. 2 Rovers and a Land Rover. Let's get them out of the way. No wonder the poor thing's always breaking down. Right, Rover 100. And now the 820. Fabulous. That's going to dry off here. I'm going to go home, do some editing. I'll see you in 3 seconds. Hello, I'd like to talk to you about cam belts. A few people in one of the last videos mentioned, and in several comments in the past, you need to change the cam belt. You've got to change the cam belt, you know? The Rover 820 that we did recently, oh my God, if you don't change the cam belt, it's going to explode and you'll all die and it'll be terrible and you'll write the car off and it's... car cost me 400 quid. Anyway, cam belts. Why I don't change them. I just don't change them. So I've decided to do some sort of maths on the board, if you like, and show you why I don't. Because it's, in my head, it's quite simple economics, but if you're, you know, not me, you might not get it. So I'll explain it. So, in my life, okay, I've had roughly 300 cars that I have done more than go to the shop and back in. 300 cars. 200 of them, let's say, have been due a cam belt. Now that could be because of their age, because of the mileage, because we haven't got the service history, so we don't know sort of if they've had a belt in the past or whatever. So if you took them into a main dealer, the main dealer would go, better do a cam belt. Okay, so take 200. A cam belt can take anywhere from half an hour on a, you know, very, very simple sort of 8-valve engine, all the way up to a day, you know, if not more, on some of the big stuff, you know, real big jobs that can be a huge headache. So, 2.5 hours as an average it takes you to do your cam belt. Now, if we times that by 200, so say I did a cam belt on every car that came in, so do a cam belt on, okay, let's do a cam belt on that. Do a cam belt on the Saab, okay, let's do a cam belt on that. Say if I did that, that would have taken me so far in my 20-odd year driving career, 500 hours. Can you see where this is going? Do you get it? Say there's 9 hours in a working day, that's 55.5 days solid of changing cam belts. People get shorter sentences in prison, don't they, you know? So you then go, okay, yeah, but what if the cam belt goes, you know, on those 200 cars? Guess how many cam belts have broken on those 200 cars that I've had in my life? How many cam belts have snapped on me in my life? One. That was a 1.8 diesel Ford that was worth probably 300 quid. It was a scrapper that I just used to nail around, and I was coming down React Hill one day, changed down a little bit too vigorously, or changed up too vigorously, and the cam belt went bang. And it wrote the car off essentially, because it was just worth fuck all. I couldn't be asked to do anything with it, and I scrapped it. It probably would have been scrapped anyway the next MOT. It just didn't really matter. It wasn't a massive problem. It wasn't a life-changing event. So one cam belt. Madness. So what's the sort of hysteria, and why do people go mad about changing cam belts? So say, for example, you had just spent, I don't know, £50,000 on a real nice Audi RS6 or an RS, but you know, you needed a belt or just something that was a bit tasty, and huge amounts of engine work, if the cam belt did snap, would cost tens of thousands of pounds. I get it. Change the cam belt. I'm on board. I would do it. You know, if you've got an engine that would cost monstrous amounts of money, or the car was worth monstrous amounts of money, change the belt, follow the service intervals. If you can afford that car, you can probably afford to pay someone to change a cam belt. It's very simple. I get it. I'm not saying don't change a cam belt on your very expensive car. But if you're battering around in an old nail, forget about it. Who cares, man? Whatever. Just, if the end, like, right, let's take a look at this Saab then. So, or that Rover. If the engine went bang in that Rover, I could take the head off, and it would probably cost, I don't know, maybe 300 quid to have all new valves put in it, you know, gasket set, all that sort of stuff, and then I could fit it all myself. So if the cam belt did go, I'm probably looking at maybe 300 to 400 quid to completely refresh that engine and make it better than it was before. Oh no, what a nightmare, life-changing event. So again, it just doesn't really matter. Or you just buy another engine and put that in, you know, you could do it in a day, you know, just that sort of stuff. You know, that's what I'm getting at. So here's the sort of crux of the operation, really. Why do they tell us to do it? Who's telling you to do it? It's the manufacturer, okay? How do you think manufacturers make money? Is it just off when they sell the car when it's new? No, they make probably the majority of the money, if not more, off the after sales and service. And a dealership I used to work for, service was one of the busiest parts of the whole garage. Forget sales, forget, you know, body shop, forget everything else. It was service. They made the most money because it was just a constant stream of cars coming in and out because they told you to change a cam belt. But what else do they tell you to change? They say every 20,000 miles or every second service you should change your brake fluid. Brake fluid doesn't go off. Okay, it does. It gets a bit, I think there's the word hydroscopic, I don't know. Sometimes it can get it, you know, whatever. But realistically, the brake fluid has never been changed in that car out there that's done 120,000 miles, and it's absolutely fine. The brakes are like any other modern car after 120,000 miles. But they're telling you to change it at 20,000 because they can sell you a very, very simple job. The cam belt, they can sell you all the parts. They can sell other garages the parts. It's that kind of vibe. Do you get the idea? It's sort of all a big money grab, and they're trying to sort of go, oh my God, if you don't do it, your engine's going to explode. And that's why you've got to spend the money. What about the cost? You've got to think of all of this stuff, you know. So, a cam belt kit, because I'm going to do the labour myself, a cam belt kit, let's call it, because you've got to do a water pump as well. You know, you don't get out the shower and put your old pants back on, do you? So you've got to do a water pump, you've got to do a cam belt kit. So let's say, as an example, it's around £100, right? So 200 times 100 is £20,000, is that right? It's a considerable cost. £20,000, that would have cost me over the last 20 years or so. You know, that's a huge dent in a mortgage, do you know what I mean? Just to be doing these cam belts, where, let's go back to it, only one cam belt out of 200 has snapped. And if I wanted to fix that car, I could have fixed it for 300 quid. Oh no. Makes a huge difference, you know. I mean, I could definitely do a much more thorough job, but that took me like 3 minutes. And that's the other one. Do you know what I mean? Can't even see through the bloody thing. Much more nicer. I'm gonna do the other one, and then let's do another bit. Absolutely vast improvement on the smile of this lovely Saab. Quick tip, if you're going to do a service on a car, take that out and just sort of leave it there on the bonnet, because you're never going to not notice that when you go to close the bonnet, just in case you forget to fill it back up with oil, you know what I mean? So I got this thing off of eBay, make it all nice. I don't know how this one comes off though. Can I just get this bit off and stick that one on there? Oh, it's held on by some vicious glue. Oh, Jesus. God. Oh, God, please. I'll punch myself in the heart. Ah, nice, okay. So just going to clean that up there and stick that on, which I think is going to be better than trying to get this thing off, because I'm not sure how that works. I know it's got like pins. Just don't want to break anything, you know what I mean? Right, clean this up, stick that on. It's mad, isn't it? But again, for that sort of 60-second fix, you just sort of really brighten the back of the car up, take it into its next phase of 160,000 miles. Should we get this thing up in the air then and have a look underneath? Let's have a bit of a sort of gander in here. Don't know if you can tell, but I've got a new light for the camera as well, just to try and make this bit a bit better for you guys. You know, there's a bit of mud in there, probably should have jet washed that a little bit better. Can see some brake lines there, pretty covered in mud, but they look pretty serviceable. Just leave them. Back disc is very pitted, very old. I won't be surprised if it tells me to do something with that, but I don't know. Bit of a, could you call it a Scandinavian service? Might sort that out, but plenty of meat on the pads. Seems to turn freely. Tyre, I mean, it looks pretty good to me, tread-wise. Looks nice. It would appear that no expense has been spared on this car either. So in the front, and yeah, again, brake pipe and everything's looking okay. Springs doing springy things. This brake disc, again, it's starting to flatten, but I wouldn't be surprised if he says do something with it. Plenty of pads left on there. And the tyre is, it's a bit close. It's a bit close. Again, disc is, oh, did I feel a... No, I didn't. I'll try and take this thing. I can feel that. Yeah, there's a little bit of play maybe in something. We'll try and take this thing up the road and just sort of give those a bit of a chance to come back to life, I think. But yeah, looking all right that side. Really nice tyre on the back here, and looking up. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's stuck on. Interesting. I wonder if a bit of a drive will free that up. But that is very, not very stuck on. I mean, I've felt worse, but Interesting. Wind Force, made in China. Where my ramp's made. All looks in good nick, as you'd hope for, being a 2006 car. Do you know what I mean? Exhaust looks okay. Springs look like they're doing springy things. Yeah, it's all complete. Nice, okay. Exhaust looking good. Big, is that your fuel filter? Nice, okay. Yeah, it's looking alright, isn't it? Even inside there is looking good. This light makes it better, doesn't it? All nice and solid. Everything's really good. I like that. It's a fairly new car, isn't it? So if it wasn't, I would be worried. Gaiters and everything looking good. It's all looking fine. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Lots of these scuffs and things. If I had the right paint code, I'd sort of maybe rub them down and give it a bit of a rattle can, but I haven't, and I don't want to stick a different colour of silver on this car. A little bit of rust on the inside wing starting there. Yeah, if I decide to hang on for it, I might get a rattle can and just go around and you know, sort of tidy a few of these bits up, make it look nice. So this fuel filter, okay, looks fairly straightforward to replace, better than some of the other ones. And a good way to work out how to change a fuel filter is to have a look at your new one. So you can see it's just a threaded thing there, and at the bottom it is also a threaded thing, which is great. So I'm going to start by, because realistically I don't know how to do it, I'm going to try and unscrew that. Ah! Whoa! Why? Where's the liquid? Ah. Catch that in there. I hope this doesn't just empty the tank. I hope it just empties the fuel filter. Right, it feels like it's going to empty the tank. Okay. Okay. So how do we do it then? So, twist on, twist off. Should probably read a book or something. Okay, stop leaking. Nice. I just did that over the sort of mop bucket over there, and it didn't leak much at all. That's good. New one going in. In it goes. Covering me in diesel. I'd imagine it's just sort of hand tight like that. Plug that back in. Squeeze that thing back on. These are weird. These are just like big self-tapping screws. Is that standard? I don't know. Oh, out she comes. Like a glove. Some more quilts. What do we need this quilt that's been tie-wrapped on there for? Sump drain plug. Engine looks nice though, nice and clean, everything good. That oil's draining nicely now, and it is, well, it's well due a change, Very, very thick black oil, and I spilt a load there as well, which is cool, isn't it? Starting to seep through, which is always nice. Okay, spilt far too much of that then. Okay, so do this now. Air filter. What else have we got? Bulbs, engine management light. That's pretty good. Still about a litre or so left in that, so I'm just gonna sort of give it a run, get everything pumped round, and then we'll check the level again when we get on terra firma. Okay, so let's just pop that back on. Just doing this air filter now. You've got one there, one there, one there, one there. Straightforward to get to, yeah? There's one directly under there. Can you see it in there? Look at that, hidden away down there. So I've got to take this off. Why is that loose? I've got to take this off to get inside the bloody air filter. This little cherub here is completely rusted, so I can't get the Torx to do anything. Why put a Torx in it? Why not put a Phillips on it? Anyway, so a quick way to sort it is to dig a line in it, get a flathead, and simply unscrew it like that. It's a very simple process, and you can reuse that now. Is it really hot? Yeah, it's really hot. But yeah, just 2 seconds. Just do things fast, you know. Don't worry about it. It's cheap Saab. That's never happened before. That Jubilee clip just exploded, completely snapped. I barely even touched it. Didn't mean to throw that down there. All that aggro just to get to the bloody air filter. Oh, there it is. She's a nice one. God, in pretty good nick as well. To be fair to it, it does look like it was changed not that long ago, but still, we've got one, so we'll change it. Nice. And I definitely won't be wasting a Jubilee clip on that. Pretty straightforward service, really. I just want to fire up, get this oil level sorted, and then we'll get all the covers and stuff put back on. And hopefully, if this engine management light's, you know, well, whatever, that might be the last we are under here. Might as well throw all this bedding back in there. I don't know, I can't remember where any of it goes, but this probably helps something. I don't know. I'm going to say something like that. Okay. Tidy. Nice. Okay. We'll go for that. Bulbs. How do you... it has to be this one. Looks all right to me, but yeah, not working. Oh, ah-ha-ha! Tidy! And now we have lights that match. Fantastic. Now, wasn't there one up here? Ah, yeah, that one there. How's that held on? Little Torx bits? Yeah, little Torx screws. Okay, let's get that out. Okay, that's the bulb put in. Just tuck that thing back in there. Getting crap everywhere in the process. Just spoken to the lovely Cheryl at A51 where I get my MOTs done. And she said, give me a ring when you finish servicing it and we'll see if we can fit you in. But it'll probably be in the morning, but maybe the afternoon. Exciting. Nice. A full assortment of bulbs. Great news. Right then, let's manage some engines. Ignition on, and we've got, it says checking up there, that's all fine. We've got an eye and we've got an engine management light. So, OBD2, okay, codes found 3, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Glow plug heater circuit A. Now I wonder if that's just because the car's been sitting, and obviously we were trying to start it for ages, you know, or are the glow plugs down? So let's fire up again, and we'll cycle the glow plugs. So the engine management light has gone off. Which is very interesting. So no codes to read. Let's just try and cycle it again with key out. I don't know if, why is the light on now? Is it because we're plugged in? I don't know. So, ignition on. And it has stayed off. Interesting. Okay, well look, you know, let's just see if it comes up in time, you know, before an MOT or whatever. See if it comes back. Interesting. Because obviously if you've got an engine management light and when you go for an MOT, they'll kick your teeth in, won't they? So you've got to sort of try and make sure they're not on. I've heard of people wiring them up to airbag lights and things. Crazy, isn't it? Anyway, right, I think we're ready. Let's get her outside. In all the excitement then, I did forget about these bits on the bonnet. So I've just given them a quick buff, and yeah, it's no good. They're well set into the paint. Nothing you can do about that. You need to paint the bonnet. If you wanted to make it like real nice, you'd have to paint the bonnet, but it's fine. It looks okay. I mean, it looks really okay, doesn't it? God, it's nice. Really smart thing. And I did also forget to change the oil filter. just because I was excited to get it for an MOT, you know. But I've got the oil filter in there, so I will do the oil filter once it's back from its MOT, because it's just a little screw-in jobby, you know. Right, let's take her for a spin. That's a little bit sticky. Oh, engine management lights on. Let me go and get my code reader. Right, so that's off again. Oh, she's rapid! Oh yes! Up to speed, window up. Amazing. Why is it so hot in here? These can go down. Wonder if the AC works. Ooh. So no engine management lights so far, but it might just come on sort of when you cycle the starting procedure. But it drives so nicely. That mirror's a little bit wobbly. Just the glass inside, I think. Is that window open? Ah, back window's open as well. Yeah, cool. It's handy that we're getting some fuel first, so I can just try and clean these brakes up as well, see what they make of them. Because you never know with something like this. I could end up getting like a failure list as long as my arm, couldn't I? But or it could just go sort of straight through. One thing I am noticing though is first gear is it doesn't like selecting first, which is interesting. In a hurry. Oh man, she's a fast car. I'm trying to sort of scouse service it a little bit as we drive along, just to sort of blow out those cobwebs from just idling and sitting and just sort of not really doing anything for as long as it has. And I'm hoping some nice fresh fuel and the new fuel filter and the oil change and stuff's really going to help. It's a nice thing though. I think the Ace, I mean, it's cool, but it's only March, so it's not like it's mega cold or anything, you know. I mean, I can't hear like loads of knocks and bangs, but there is a couple of like little ones every now and then. I am picking something up on the front, but I don't know if it'd be bad enough to fail an MOT, and I don't know what it is, but it does feel very well put together, as a Saab should. I do really like it though. I hope this thing passes. If it passes and I can just bomb it around, that'd be so good. I hope it doesn't get like chronically written off on the MOT ramp. Needs everything. I like it, it's good. That gear linkage is a bit sketchy. Right, let's dump some fuel in there. Although, oh no, I thought it was going to fall through that then, but it's fine. Right, are we going to get engine management light again? Ah! No auto. No engine management light, that's the good news. The bad news is though, this first and second thing's really sketchy. It just doesn't want to, when you're travelling, go over there. Like the cables are sort of stiff. Awkward. Anyway, that's not an MOT fail. I think, maybe. Not an MOT tester, am I? Who knows? So we're going to take this back the fast way, see if we can drop it off with them for a test, and just keep our fingers crossed, you know. She goes so well. Oh yes. Fifth and sixth. Love it. Really, really good. Really good. In sixth now, actually just pulls. Just absolutely pulls in sixth. Great. Love it. Feels very nice and comfortable. It's not, you know, wobbling, rattling. Steering wheel's got a little bit of shake. Maybe it wants a little wheel balancing or something, but maybe not. I don't know. Very tidy, it would seem. She goes like hot snot. Or shit off a shovel for those over 18. Just trying to really sort of Scandi service these brakes. Like the Scandi flick, but it's when you're trying to get a Saab through an MOT. Probably work with Volvos as well. Exciting times. The Saab is down for its MOT. So I should know in the morning, and we'll have a look, and we'll see what happens. Just genuinely don't know. Could be anything, couldn't it? I'm going to use this extra time I've got this afternoon to just sort of give this whole place a real nice clean and tidy up, and give the floor a good mop, because it hasn't been mopped in ages. And one of the next videos that's coming out needs to involve it being very clean in here. Oh no! But it's not done too badly. So let's get into it. But before we do, those of you that have watched the Mercedes episode, the S-Class episode that came out, which was a weird video of just being like, look, I tried to do this car and now we might have another chance. Well, there's been a big update. And the update, sadly, is that the car is registered as scrapped. So I thought before we get stuck into it, before I go and pick it up and physically hand any cash over, I thought I'd check it. and it's well worth doing. It cost me $3.99 to get a HPI report on it, and yeah, came back as scrapped. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that the car should be cube-shaped and on a slow boat to China, or being stripped for parts or whatever somewhere. Unfortunately, it can never go back on the road. I've only ever heard anecdotal sort of things of people saying, oh no, my mate's dad's grandpa, he got a car back on the road, he did this, oh I did it 3 years ago, I got this, you know. I've never heard of anybody being able to reverse a car scrapped marker, because it's had a certificate of destruction. The car should be destructed, and they get those certificates when cars have been ordered to be destructed because they're dangerous and stuff. So the DVLA just flat out don't put them back on the road. So unfortunately, that video is dead in the water, which is super sad, because I wanted an S-Class. I wanted to just like take one to the Nürburgring and just wallow around the track or something, I don't know. Anyway, the Saab, Wasabi. We've got engine management light inoperative. Now, annoyingly, they couldn't squeeze the MOT in until the morning, so it meant the car had gone completely cold before we went back in to start it, and the engine management light came back on. When it's hot, it doesn't. When it's cold, it does. I've got the feeling it needs new glow plugs. I've been doing a little bit of research. Needs new glow plugs, potentially a relay or something, but the first place is to just stick a fresh set of glow plugs in it and hope that that does the trick. They're fairly inexpensive, and providing they're not stuck, should be a fairly straightforward job to do. Annoyingly, I don't have them. I can't get them from gyms. They're not currently sort of available on the shelf, so they'd have to come tomorrow. The problem with that is I need to get this video out to you on Friday, and I don't have tomorrow, because tomorrow is when you need to sit there and go, clip that, slide that over there, put a sound effect in that, you know, that sort of stuff, you know. So I'm hoping that when I take it for a retest, we'll clear the light and it'll stay off, and then I can do the glow plugs afterwards. If you believe that, you believe anything. Right, windscreen wipers. We knew that, I've got a set. Brake fluid contaminated. We're gonna have to have a look at that in a second. I've never seen that before in my life on an MOT, so we're gonna have a look at that. McPherson strut corroded and seriously weakened offside fronts. I have bought a brand new one that we're gonna fit down there. And that's it. Not bad, not bad for 160,000 miles Saab. I also, while we're sort of on the ramp, I wanna have a look at the gear linkage cables. I wanna see if it's one of those problems that you'd either try and fix or stick in the fix later pile, you know. Might need a new set of cables. Second-hand ones are available online, I don't know, we'll have a look. Couple of advisories. All the brake discs, pitted or scored, all four with lack of use. Fine, great, we knew that. Tyre, legal limit, and offside rear tyre as well. Is that offside? That's near side. Offside's this side. Near side, near to the curb. So anyway, let's get stuck in. Just on the wiper blades, brand new ones on there, ideal. So what's going on here then? So yeah, it does look a bit black. I mean, we could just stick the machine up to it and just stick a load of new brake fluid in. Probably a 20-minute job, you know. I've just removed all the brake fluid from there, just to see what it's like. And as they say on YouTube, the results may shock you. Wow, look at the difference. So that's what brake fluid's supposed to look like. This is the stuff we're going to be putting back in it, lovely. And this is what came out of it. Real sort of treacle looking stuff. Someone's replaced the brake fluid with coffee. Very interesting. And there was me going on about brake fluid change, service intervals. It's done 160,000 miles. That's how long it's taken to get like that. Right then. Let's get this thing up in the air, attach the brake bleeder to it, and go around and just feed a load of brake fluid into it. Shouldn't take very long at all, I hope, maybe, unless we snap all the bleed nipples. A development has developed. Now, I've just got the car up in the air, plus gassed all the bleed nipples and the brake pipes, and I just had a look on the engine, and I saw the glow plugs, and I was like, providing they're not stuck, looks like a pretty straightforward job to replace, just a 10mm. So I phoned up Smith's, which is different to Jim Barrow, and I said, I don't suppose you've got 4 of these on the on the shelf for glow plugs? And they said, yeah, I can have them with you within the hour. So we're going to do glow plugs, which is going to be fun because I can show you the old ones, testing the old ones, and we can watch things get really hot. I don't know, maybe throw them in some water or something, see if they explode. Okay, right, let's get the bleeder on. Okay, let's just check that that fits. That's, oh, what a dream. Okay, so I've already put a load of brake fluid in there, but now if I just seal this. And then you just push up and down on this, and then it's all the fluid comes through this pipe and then goes out through there. It's a relatively straightforward operation. See that starting to dribble? Now what I like to do, just because there's going to be a little bit of air knocking about, is get some in there until it starts to rise up, and then start screwing the cap on. So essentially you're not trying to pump air through the system, because that's exactly the opposite of what brakes want, you know. Okay, now hopefully that's going to be a good seal on there. And you've got a little gauge, and I usually try and get it between sort of 10 and 20 psi. Something leak then? Right, 15, that's good. So I'll just leave that there, get the car back up in the air, attach the bottle to catch it all, crack the bleed nipples, and we've got to wait for the colour change. So when it starts to come out like that, it's good. Okay, now let's pop this cap off. Hopefully I can get to these without taking the wheels off. And is it a 10? Something like a 10, yeah. And I'll just chuck that bottle there, if I can. I'll put that pipe up here, attach it to that nipple, and then spanner on first. Hopefully, oh, we are cracked. Did you hear that? It opened. And there you go. Can you see the fluid coming through? Get a better look at it there. I don't know why I've started on this wheel actually. I probably should have started on the back, but I've started on this wheel. So that's filling that up now. And I'm just going to wait for a little bit of a colour change, and then I'm going to do all the other wheels. Let's hopefully be able to do this with the wheels still on the car, because that'd save a bit of time, wouldn't it? So that's it, spanners on, bleedy jobs on, and there's some brake fluid in here already. You've got to wait for the other stuff to come through, and then you'll know it's coming out, and colour and all that sort of good stuff. And there you go, you can see all that stuff going, and that's your new stuff, that's your old stuff in the car there. So we're just going to hang on to this for a second, wait for it to fill up. Colour of the stuff we're getting out of it is not nice, which is what we want to see. Spanner on first, and which way is loosen now? Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Wow, considerable amount of air in that one. How very strange. Good though. Should have sharper brakes. Yeah, another air bubble there. Interesting. Oh, tidy. That looks amazing. And the real scary thing about this whole operation is that I've managed to do it without spilling any brake fluid. You might need to start having to watch different channels now because it's just getting too slick of an operation. What can I say? Right. Last job before we fit the glow plugs is to fit this piece of metal. Now this is a McPherson strut, which is weird, isn't it? Why do they call them, why has it got a, you know, a name attached to it, like McPherson? Named after him, the person that discovered it? Is that right? I don't know, I'm just guessing. But like, why isn't everything else named after the people who do it? Like, I don't know, Davidson brake fluid or Jones wheel? I don't get it. Why is it McPherson strut? Very strange. Anyway, this is what it looks like. That's where your spring goes. Apparently this is really corroded on this one, so we've got to change it. And you just bolt it through there, bolt these bits on. That's holding this down, so don't take that off yet. We are going to have to compress a coil spring. Great. And if you think you should be changing these in pairs, I will send you, if you leave your address, I will send you some tin foil to make into a nice little hat. Cool. Nice. Disc's starting to come back to life, which is good to see. Right then, let's get the plus gas. It's in my eye then. Is that it? Some bolts at the top as well. Cool. There was a rant a little while ago on one of the other videos about, I think it was one of the parts department chat videos about why it's okay to just change one. Coil springs are the same as well, you can just change one. I know a lot of you are going to be going, what? No! But it's true, because the people that decide whether or not a car is safe for the road and whether changing one or changing a pair is safe are the people who do your MOTs. And, for example, if they thought it wasn't safe to only change one, that MOT failure would be saying change both front McPherson struts, and it's not. It's saying just change one. And I believe the MOT guys, because there's no way you'll ever notice. If there's nothing wrong with the other one and the shock absorber still works, you're just not going to notice. You're just not. It just won't make any difference at all. And if you did notice, the MOT people who decide whether a car is safe again, you know, would say, not the person trying to sell you the parts or that bloke down the pub. Oh dear. Clip completely snapped in half then. That one came off relatively straightforwardly. Why can't I get to this one? You bastard. Oh. And you've just got to ease these bolts out gently, okay? Like that. That's one. Yeah! Brake dust in my lungs. So that's everything out from the bottom side. I now need to go up there, and there should be 3 little bolts waiting for me. I'll just ease that up here. it's oh. Okay, so this is the knackered one, and as you can see, yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Really sort of rusty around there. So let's change it all over. So the first thing that I would do is to check that this is the right one visually, and it looks good. This is the part that, you know, it's just there's a lot of things I'd rather be doing than undoing that bolt, because that spring is under tension, and when you undo that bolt it goes pew! But luckily there should be some spring compressors around here somewhere. Cool. Good. I'll face that towards you so you can see. They're a bit frustrating, these. They've got a little Allen key bit holding the shock absorber straight, and then they've got this bit here, so you're supposed to put like a deep thing over it and do that. It's fine, it's fine. Nice. Okay, hopefully. Come on, you bloody thing. Oh, just can't quite get this over there. Because they've made that so sticky out here, I can't get my spanner on there, so we're going to have to do this the traditional way, because we're not reusing this shock absorber. This is absolutely fine to do. Standard industry practice. What I'm doing is clamping the shock. Because we're not using it again anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I was just trying to do it like the proper way for you guys on camera. Anyway, that's out. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Serviceable. Let's put this stuff back on the new one. Okay, back from whence you came. If you ever want to fit like coilovers to your car, this is sort of the operation, but they all come as one, and you just unbolt and bolt on. Nice. As soon as I took the spring off tension, I managed to get that nut all the way down, which is great news because it saves effing about. I'm just going to make sure they're the proper correct torque setting and then put that cap back on, and then up here, done. Just bolt back in there. Look at that, we're all buttoned up nicely, including the industry standard cable tie arrangements going on there, because obviously that clip broke, but that should be absolutely fine for another 160,000 miles. Right, wheel back on, glow plugs. Dickie's come to help us. He's just going to move these cables in the car, move the gear stick, while I look at what these are doing, because everything looks normal. So that's that bottom one there then. So that's your first and second. So go from first to second again. And then try and stick it into reverse. So I can hear something being sticky there, like it's this. If you can see that there. You can see that going up and down. Go on, keep trying it. Oh yeah. It's not centering either, it should.
Yeah, it's all to one side, it's cockeyed, isn't it?
I think, potentially, whatever this bit is here, that's where the problem is, and that's what wants replacing. Which looks like a pretty straightforward job, to be honest. I mean, we'll get it out on the road and we'll see what it's like. Not entirely convinced. I mean, it's drivable, but not in a totally brand new way. It's drivable in a 160,000 mile way. Okay, so where's the torch? Right then, so these are on 10 mils and clips. So how do these clips come off? I think it's like that. Now, I did douse these with a bit of WD before, so I'm hoping they just undo. It's a 10, isn't it? It's a 9 mil. When was the time you saw a 9 mil? Anything. Oh. So far, so good. That's the brand newie. You can see it's got this huge shaft in there. So that's probably why it's being an awkward bugger coming out. Ah! Ah, you bastard. Ah, fuck. This glow plug doesn't want to come out. It's not seized in there because I can spin it round. It's just being an awkward bloody thing. And this bloody fuel rail's not helping either, but I can't really take that off because you've got these fuel pipes on it, which if you undo them and do them back up again, they can leak. I don't want to start going down that road. God, why is everything so sharp in an engine bay? Fuck! Come on. I do have an idea, but I don't know if this is sensible or really stupid. But the idea, if I started it, the compression might blow that out. So we could try, couldn't we? Wish me luck. It has to be said that my genius knows no bounds. That's the old spark plug. Spark plug? What's it called? Heat stick? And then we simply put the new one in. And they are both the same, except one looks very different to the other. Cool. Beautiful. Now, what we should do, just for a laugh, is we should test this, because we can hopefully see it all glowing all red. So let's take it over to the bench and give it a try. This machine here is in start your bastard mode. Yeah? So, we connect to the negative, up to that, and the posi, up to that. So yeah, that one seems to be working, although I did think the whole thing got hot rather than just the top, which is very, very interesting. But that did seem to be working. But we don't know how efficient they are or anything, we just don't know. So we'll change the others. And if that doesn't work, we can do a relay. If that doesn't work, I don't know. I've read online that a lot of people have just got this problem and there's nothing they can do about it. But hopefully we should be able to get it through the MOT with the issue anyway. Let's give it a go. If you're a diesel person, you'll have to tell me if there's like special tools or anything for getting glow plugs out. I mean, I know I'm a special tool, but you know, that just takes far too long, doesn't it? That one's properly stuck in there, isn't it? I've just started to sort of go along them, and this one here is making that sort of, you know, that horrible sort of noise before it snaps. So I'm just spraying it with plus gas and sort of winding it in and out, you know. I think it's coming a little bit further each time. Oh, do a diesel, it'll be fun, it'll be great, do a diesel, they're good, great cars, do a diesel, it'll be awesome. This one's still not out yet either, but it is completely loose, which is good. This could take me some time, which is annoying, because I really wanted to try and get a retest. And I should have not bothered doing these, but I did. So stupid. I've decided, bravely, because I've just been working on these two for ages. This one still isn't coming out. I'm worried about snapping something. I'm worried about causing more problems. I can probably get it through its MOT without doing these, okay? So I think I prefer to do that and then see how we get on just driving the thing round, because that one that we just tested worked, and I can't see a reason why the others won't work either. So let's put it back together and try and get it down for a retest today, because that would be brilliant. And it means I can get this video out to you on Friday instead of trying to mess about with this. And then we can, you know, have a look at this in the future, maybe, or job for the next owner. This is diesels, isn't it? Great. So we're on again. Let's get this machine plugged back in. Glow plug circuit A, same as before. Erase codes, erase done. Pull that out there, fire up. And we're all off again. Right, let's leave this ticking over, get the failure sheet, lock up, and head over for the retest. This is what I need, you know, massive 4-post lift. Just drive the truck on it. All these big heavy cars, the Discovery, you know, just get right underneath it, do all the work, dead easy, no messing. I need to measure this and see what it looked like in mine. Pick up some eggs while I'm here. Hello, chickens. What are you doing? We've got a pass. Fantastic news. So there we have it. Wasabi is on the road for another 12 months. Can you believe it? I mean, it was straightforward, wasn't it? Super straightforward. You know, the glow plugs, whatever. I'm just going to sort of give it a drive for a while. Keep the miles off that Land Rover behind whatever the hell that thing is there. Mad looking old car, look at it. I don't know what it's doing, it just keeps sitting there. Yeah, I'll be doing 50 miles to the gallon in this, as opposed to your 25, 30 in the Discovery. Really, really good. Really good. What a result. And thank you to the guy called Hairnix called Nick. Hairnix in the comment, because this is his old car, and he got in touch with me through the contact email address in the description and was like, Ben, I've got this old Saab, it's rotting away, I'm going to scrap it, or do you want it? And now we've got a functioning member of society. This thing is back on the road for another 12 months. It needs a tyre soon as, but that's it. I mean, it's cracking, isn't it? It's quite, and it looks really clean and tidy, doesn't it? Let's be honest, you know. And the parts, you know, they're probably looking at 80 quid in parts or something, you know, 90 quid, plus 40 quid for the test. What a good old bus. Right, I'm going to use it to go to Altrincham, which is where I need to do 5 minutes worth of maintenance, which is really, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, I have to go up and down there all the time, because that's my other occupation, you know. I have to go up and down the M56, and sometimes, like what I'm going to do tomorrow morning, it is for a 5-minute job. But that's just how it is sometimes, you know. Anyway, do you want to come with me? Let's go and have a look. Wasabi. So there you go, engine management light off. I just wanted to show you that that was actually a real thing and not just me giving the MOT guy like 20 quid. Okay, right, home now, and then in the morning off to Altrincham. Good morning. It's 2006. I am some sort of fast-paced executive. I don't know, probably like an architect or a doctor. And I'm getting into my Saab 9.3. I've just put my extraordinarily large cup of coffee into the coffee holder, and I'm wearing smart casual clothes because I'm going out in public today. Will it run? Certainly. Oh, music. So we're off to sunny Altrincham. Now that's in the northwest of England, and it's a little town, and I've got to put a sign up. 2 minutes of maintenance. And this is just an ideal vehicle to do that in, because I'm going to be able to just nip up and down, and it's probably going to cost me tenner in diesel rather than the sort of 20 it would in the Discovery, which is a big difference, isn't it, you know? I turned my music down then, but it was actually the music of the guys in the transit next to me. Amazing. So the car, first thing to mention is that I did a little bit of Googling last night to see if this gearbox problem that I've got of reverse first and second being one and the same, to sort of see if anybody else has got that problem. And it turns out that it is actually a little bit of a common fault. And there's a guy on eBay for 32 quid delivered selling little kits where there's a bush that you've got to change, and he says it's a 10-minute job. So that's great, isn't it? I'm going to do that. I've ordered the kit, so I'm just going to sort of because I need it, because I can't get the bloody thing into gear. And then I'm going to fit it, and then I'll report back to you on the coffee spilt everywhere. It's not ideal, is it? I'll report back to you on the social media, and I will let you know if the fix has been successful or not. So if you want to see like really boring updates like that from me, get onto the Facebook, get onto the Instagram, and I'm just there sort of messing about, you know, just doing those things, these little extra little jobs, you know. Everything else on the car is just working perfectly. I'm doing 60 mile an hour. It's comfortable, it's silent. Absolutely hammering it down today, so I'm glad that the wipers have been changed. Just want to chat about the Vectra thing, because everybody's going to be shouting about it, and we all watched that Top Gear episode years ago. Now, this car is, I know Vectras, I know Vectras very well. I've had many of them, sold many of them, and they are just, they're fine, absolutely fine. This isn't one. This is very different. There's like, honestly, not a lot in common with a Vectra in this car at all. This feels and is a lot more tighter, compact, a lot more sort of, everything is driver focused, where the Vectra is sort of a bit plain, if you like, and a bit sort of like the seats in this are very nice, they sort of hold you. The steering wheel's very different. This is a much more of a driver's car than the Vectra. The Vectra is a bit of a tool to get from A to B, whereas this is it's a plane, isn't it? You know, with the key down there and everything. It's very much centered towards the driver, and you would be very hard pushed to go from a Vectra to this and go, oh, that's the same car. I don't think there'd be anything that you could really pick up on. A lot of it is complete Saab, you know, and I love them for that. I really do. Everything in it has obviously had that sort of Swedish design and over-engineering ethos put into it, and I think it's fantastic. It really is nice. But yeah, the seats are sublime. The Vectras are just these, just like flat seats. These are like bucket seats, and they just hold you. And, you know, even the engine and everything just feels a bit more like refined and stuff than the Vectra, and I don't know why that is. It's the suspension feels a bit more tight, and everything feels a bit stiffer and a bit more sturdy, you know, than a Vectra, which is a good thing, isn't it? You know, so I don't think it's fair that we can call this a Vectra. I think this has got its own thing going on, you know. couldn't have picked a worse time to do this. That's usually my parking space there, but Sol's parked in it, who you just saw then. Right, let's get this sign fitted. It should take us 2 minutes.
Oh, it's good. The black kind of matches the shop. It's good. Nice.
Oh.
Lovely.
Yeah, it looks great, that one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really good. This isn't an advert for the shop, by the way. This is just like what I do. Just thought you might want to see. Who knows, you know, but yeah, this is it. Pretty good. Had this place for 10 years. Just rejoined the motorway, and there you have it. That's Tasty Records. I've had that for donkey's years, and yeah, I've got a couple of amazing people working there, solid jets, but I still have to go up and just help with a few little maintenance jobs and things every now and then, and do all the behind the scenes stuff, which is what I'm doing today. I'm going to get home, edit this video so it's ready for you guys on Friday, and spend the rest of the day doing boring paperwork. Got all these letters stuff. HMRC want to know about you every day, want to know about your every move. But the car has been brilliant. This is a proper little daily driver for me now. Just keep the miles off the Discovery, do a lot better miles per gallon, but not as amazing as I thought. 44 to the gallon is what I've averaged on this trip, which is pretty much just motorway. I would have thought it'd have been a little bit more than that, but it's not. 44 is what I've got. It's quite stiff. When you're used to the Discovery of just sort of wallowing around everywhere, you jump in this and it's like you jumped in a go-kart. It is quite stiff, it's quite sporty. You hit a pothole and you bloody know about it, you know. It is a seriously sporty motor though, and I would like to get this thing on the Tower of Power, but I don't want to do it until this gearbox is done, because at first and second it's so that I'm not going to be able to do the time justice on the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this video to a close, and then when this part arrives I'm going to fit it, and then we're going to stick this thing on the 0 to 60 board, and we're going to see what it can do. And that's going to be a little 5-minute midweek cup of tea video, you know. Should be a bit of fun, but I'm going to do that as soon as the part arrives, whilst I'm filming all these other amazing videos. Do you want to know what's coming up? I'm going to tell you what's coming up. We've got Spitfire's going to get painted. That's why I tidied the workshop. I'm still not sure about colour. I kind of want a metallic grey, but I might just paint it back to the factory blue. Still haven't made my mind up yet. We've got a video of... There's a Rover P6 that's been parked in a hedge for donkey's years. I am going to go down there and try and get it running and drive it onto the trailer. I can't drive it home because apparently it's 2 cylinders down, but I'm going to try and fire it up enough for us to get out of this hedge. So I'm going to be starting to film that soon, which is super exciting. I'm a Rover pervert, and a P6 is something that I've always wanted to get my hands on, so that is coming up very soon. You've got that mad looking Great Gatsby car parked outside the workshop. That's going to be a bit of a bigger video. I'm going to save that and just sort of start recording it and doing bits as I can. There's another car outside the workshop which you've not seen yet, which I'm sort of excited to show you, and that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Similar vibe to this, a bit more modern one. It's a T-wrench, you know. What else have we got coming up? Oh yeah, the P4, the Rover P4. I'm going to do another video on that where I would love to take around Alton Park. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and listen. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a lot of fun, and I've got myself a new diesel daily.